Mayo for those that are celebrating with chips, queso, and margaritas. Glad you are here today. Welcome to our Make Money Monday. I'm Becky Lander, CEO and co-founder of Modern Direct Seller. I'm live every Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, to share with you a money-making tip to help you grow your direct sales biz faster. So really excited to see you this morning because today, while we're just kicking off the month of May, we're actually going to spend some time this morning talking about how to make sure you do not fall into a summer slump in your business. And I know it's the beginning of May, but June and July are going to be here before we know it. I don't know about you all, but my kids get out of school even earlier this year. We are out of school by the end of May. And when that happens, whether you have kids or not, I feel like that just kicks off like weird schedules for the next couple of months. Like whether you have kids that are getting shuffled to one camp to the next, or play dates, or you just got kids in the background while you're working, or if you don't have kids at home, maybe you do have summer travel planned, or your clients or your customers have kids where their schedule is a little bit disrupted. So I thought it would be helpful today to start thinking about what you need to do to prepare for summer so you're in a really good spot and things can kind of just cruise through business as normal, and we don't have that slump that sometimes we hear about during those J months of June and July. We got through January. Now we got the next couple J months coming up. And so I want you to think about not only how you can make sure your sales are still in great shape over the summer months, but I also want you to have a great summer. And this one's really important to me. Like, I work hard and I play hard. And when we're thinking about summer and vacation and travel and kids being home, like, my kids are 10 and 12. They just keep getting bigger and bigger. And when I think about summer, I want to be able to soak up those fun moments with them and create those core memories and go on that vacation. And I never want to be in a spot where I'm like, oh, I can't do that because I'm really behind on my work. So what that's requiring is to get a little bit further ahead here in May to prepare myself for the summer months. And I hope that resonates with you as well. Hey, Susan, welcome. Glad you're on. I should say that we are live on all the channels, and I just started jumping into this morning. I must have been really excited. But I'm going to go ahead and share this across Facebook into our two groups, our Modern Direct Seller Academy, your spot to grow your direct sales biz. Hey, Robin. Howdy, sunshines from San Antonio with Pampered Chef. Good to see you. We got Kathleen on with Stampin' Up, not at work today. Yay. Glad you guys are here. I'm going to go ahead and share this in our two groups on Facebook, but we should be live over on Instagram and LinkedIn and YouTube and all the places. So excited you're joining us this morning. As you pop in, definitely say hello. Let me know where you're joining from and what direct sales companies are in the house. It's always fun to see who's showing up live. If you're catching the replay, same thing here. This would be a great video for you to share with your biz besties or your team as they are also hopefully starting to think about being in summer mode and just kind of changing their schedules about a little bit. So let me go ahead and get this shared and I will continue on. All right. So we're in all the places now, all the places. Great. Okay. So I counted this morning and my kids have 18 days left of school yet. We're counting over here. But what that means for me is to really think about how valuable those next 18 work days are and how I'm planning on doing some massive prep work over the next couple of weeks to prepare for summer. So one of the first things I did, which was actually over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, I spent a lot of time kind of mapping out our summer. And I mean, my kids are signed up for camps and they got all kinds of fun things going on. But what I mean for myself is mapping out my summer. So what days am I in the office? What days do I need to block off because I got kid stuff going on, or we're going to sneak in a quick vacation here and there, right? So of course, like, we're building this business around our lifestyle, right? So look at your calendar. block things off first. If you know that you have a summer birthday that you want to celebrate, if you know that you want to take Fridays off during summer, if you know that, you're going to be traveling a little bit, and we've planned some trips that I know that I'm totally disconnected from work. And I have a couple other trips that they might be a little bit more workations. Like I have conferences I'm speaking at. I have a conference up in with DSA Canada that I'm going to, right? So some of those things, we're bringing some family along, but there's also going to be a little bit of work as well. So first step is take a look at your calendar. You got to know what you're working with here. And don't be afraid to block off time for yourself, for your family, for vacation, right? Let's start there first and then build the business around that, right? So yay, hey Kim, Avon Ambassador in the house, Tastefully Simple Dawn. Good to see you guys. So fun. We got lots joining in this morning. I love it. Evelyn's on, Jaffer in the house. Love it. Okay, so blocking calendar is your first step. The next step is thinking about batching out your content. And many of you have heard me talk about content batching before, but just like you're batching out a couple dozen cookies, you are going to batch out your social content. So for you, this might look like a day that, you do the hair, you do the makeup, you're feeling really good, and you record a bunch of short video clips, or you record some B-roll for your reels. We do that a lot inside our content labs. We just had a great one inside the Academy last week where we actually shared some trending reels to easily recreate. It was like a super fun one where there was, 10 different things that you could just, hey, take this, run with it. Go recreate that. Here's the hook. Let's run with that. We got Green Compass in the house too. I love it. Good to see you guys. So that might be a fun thing to think about doing. For me, I looked at my calendar over the next couple of weeks and I picked one day that I am batching out some podcasts. I know that I want to get ahead on the podcast because that's one of the things during the summer I don't want to worry about. I don't want to worry about recording them during the summer. I want to get ahead and batch out as many as I possibly can ahead of time. So for you, it might be social content. It could be quick tips. It could be popping into a tool like ScentShare and taking a look at what you did last summer. This is something we love to do, recycling, reusing, repurposing our content. I know a couple summers ago, we did a really fun summer camp. Raise your hand if you were part of the Academy and you remember summer camp. But summer camp was a total blast. And we haven't done that for a couple of years. So we're looking at revamping that, repurposing that, and bringing it back this summer for the months of June and July inside the Academy. So think a little bit about what you've done before that's worked for you that maybe you can pull from and use as a little bit of a shortcut when you're creating content. Of course, if you're part of the Academy, grab that social selling action plan. The June one will be coming out probably in a few weeks, but you can definitely get ahead by using previous ones or pulling up the 365 content bundle and just start sprinkling that content in. I feel like when it comes to social media, it can feel really, really overwhelming when we're doing it day by day by day. But the minute that you've mapped out a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, even if it's kind of your I want to say fluff content, right? The content that's going to be evergreen. Maybe you know that you have 3 posts that are hitting your channels throughout the week. And then the other 2 that you're going to create are going to be more in real time, right? If you can create a balance like that, that you have some fallback content that's already scheduled, that's already working for you. And then of course, if there's deals, promos, seasonal things that you want to share in real time, absolutely layer that into your content strategy. So think about where you can get ahead. If it's posting to your business page, if it's posting to Threads, if it's posting to Instagram, all of these platforms allow scheduling. And if you're using a tool like ScentShare, again, you can just repurpose and schedule that across all the places. Lenore, Lemongrass Spa in the house. Vicky, Tastefully Simple. So good to see you guys. Oh my gosh, it's so fun that you're all here live. Yes, I love that, Evelyn. So summer camp was so awesome. And it's been a year or two since it's been 2 years, I think, since we did it. We didn't do it last summer. So that's one of those things that we're like, okay, that was fun. I almost forgot that I did that. And that was great. And this is where going back in your history or searching inside a Facebook group can remind you of what you've done in the past and how you can repurpose that and use it again as you're leading into the summer months to kind of take the weight off your shoulders and feeling like you always have to create original, brand new content. I promise you, that your followers are either going to be like, oh, that was fun. I'm glad we're doing that again. Or they're going to be like, I'm brand new around here. I have no idea what you did last year. Or they honestly probably don't remember. And that's okay too. So that's the beauty of repurposing your content. So the other thing that I would recommend is kind of simplifying your offers, right? So simplify things. I think sometimes we overcomplicate and we create these really fancy, fun promotions, which I love a good fancy promotion, but maybe summer's not the time to be coming up with like complicated systems and promotions that you're gonna have to keep track of or keep tallies of, right? So maybe you're doing something fun like a short-term promotion, like a punch card, right? Anyone that's placing orders in June and July are going to get a coupon to make a purchase in August, right? Something simple that's trackable, that's easy, maybe something you've done in the past to really incentivize some orders happening in June and July, and also rewarding your customers later on into the fall, August, September. Usually you have fall products that drop and that gets everyone excited. So it's kind of just getting through a little bit of this summer lull when there isn't always new things to talk about, but you have plenty banked up over time that you can bring back to life for people. So the other thing that I wanted to mention that I think is a really fun strategy, I used to do this all the time and had so much fun with it, but when I was traveling, I would let my customers do the work for me. Here's a brilliant idea. I would put together product packs that I could easily drop off or leave with someone. They could share it with their friends while I was out of town. They could sample some things. They could try some things out. Even with clothing, I used to do like borrow my rack, and I would bring a whole rack of clothing and leave it at someone's house. Obviously, you want to trust them. They need to be local to you, but let them play around with your products, check things out while you're gone during the summer. So that's a great way for them to collect orders on your behalf with anyone that's stopping by their house during the summer. You can be really intentional about who you're aligning with for something like this, but this is a great opportunity to collaborate. And our theme inside the Academy here in May is May We Collaborate. And we have a really, really fun challenge happening. If you haven't checked it out yet, definitely pop into the Academy group and take a peek. But we're encouraging Academy members to hang out with each other, meet each other, learn how they can support each other, do money-making activity together, right? So another great kind of collab would be to take over each other's groups or pages or social channels while one of you is traveling, right? So this is great if you're like, I'm going to be gone the second week of June. You're going to be gone the third week of June. Let me take over your channels for a week, and then you take over my channels for a week. So this is kind of a fun way to keep content flowing, keep something fresh and exciting for your customers that you want to stay engaged, but not have to worry about actually showing up when you're not really wanting to because you're out of the office, right? So some kind of collab would be a really fun strategy if you're in the Academy participating in the May We Collaborate. Definitely toss that idea around and see if anyone would be up for doing a little bit of a swap across social channels to cross promote products. That's a really fun one. And then the last thing that I'm going to leave you with today is you're thinking about planning summer. And this is particularly for those that are in party plan companies or used to doing some group selling, is the scroll and shops have been wildly successful using our template over on Oh My High. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, I'm actually just going to go ahead and screen share and give you a little peek of this right now because I think it's easier to see than actually talk through. So let me go ahead and pull this up over here. So this is a template that is included with Oh My High. You essentially could recreate this on other platforms as well, but you have a graphic. This is going to look very familiar if you've run Facebook parties in groups before, but we have a welcome to the party. Obviously, you're going to fill this in, welcome people, tell them about yourself, that sort of thing. And when they RSVP for the party, they fill out this form. Like, yes, I want to hear about summer styles, or yes, give me the sense of summer, or give me your top 5 skincare tips for summer, whatever summary type of scroll and shop you have going on. They fill out this form, say that they are coming to the event. When they click that submit button, it's going to take them to the scroll and shop template. So this is really where you have a little bit of work to do up front, but it's not too bad if you've been running events before. You're going to swap your images, you're going to swap your text, and you're going to see it kind of just runs through a typical party flow. Welcome, a little bit about me, what my company is all about, what's hot right now, what a fan favorite is, a quick tip, something high value, what your current go-to is, a dazzling deal, how you're solving problems, is your wish list growing? Now it's time to shop, right? So what I love about this scroll and shop is this is something people can do at their own pace, right? They fill out the form, and whenever they fill out the form, it unlocks the scroll and shop. So they're able to dive in on their own time. And I think especially when we're thinking about summer and meeting our customers where they're at, right? We want to make sure that we're selling and serving them in a way that works for them, whether they are traveling, whether they have kids running around in the background, whether their summer schedule is unpredictable. So typically we see a little dip of engagement during the summer months because people are kind of on the go and all over the place. So using a tool like the Scroll and Shop is a really fantastic strategy to tell people that they can connect with you, they can shop with you on their own time, whenever it's convenient. And of course, we want to have some urgency there. So maybe having a deadline saying, this event closes up on Friday, so you have a reason to follow up. But one thing that I love about the Scroll and Shop RSVP form and strategy is that you're able to very easily get leads up front and really engage with those leads, checking in with them, following up with them, and having a conversation with them while they're experiencing that Scroll and Shop. So it's a little bit different than, traditionally how we've been taught to do parties where it's like fortunes in the follow-up. We got to follow up, and you're chasing people down for orders after the event. And this way you can start building that relationship and connecting with people as soon as that event begins and they RSVP. And that's kind of part of the training that we have in our toolkits on how to successfully run a Scroll and Shop. But this is going to be a great strategy for you if you're on the go and your customers are on the go as well, but you want to make sure that those sales keep rolling in. So I hope that gave you some ideas on what you can do now to prep for summer. I feel like time is so valuable, especially in, some of us call it May-summer. It's like all the end of the year school activities for our kids are all happening over the next, 18 days. But I definitely have some bigger blocks of time that I am using to batch out those podcasts, batch out some social content, map out our promotions for the summer so that can seamlessly run in the background and we can still, build that beautiful lifestyle that we're working to create. So excited to hear what you are going to implement. I'd love to hear in the comments maybe one takeaway, one thing from this video that you're thinking, okay, I can take that. I could run with that. Would love to hear that today. And again, if you found this video valuable, definitely go share it with your people, share it with your team, share it with your biz besties, and let's make sure that we do not have any kind of slumping happening during the summer months. All right, thanks you guys for being here. I'll be back next Monday, same time, same spot. Next week, we're talking about some collaboration strategies. So I will see you then. Bye, everyone.